I've had so many people tell me that I'm concentrating on one little person. This is the one person that has ruined basketball. I said it and I'm going to say it again. LeBron James, you are a royal bitch.
And the games begin.
Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
And people, what the hell's wrong with me? Good morning. Welcome to the wacky abbreviated Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Shane, I'm going to give you the floor first and put you in the garage because there was some history you were supposed to discuss and we never got to it. And I got to run out for a minute. Take it away.
NASCAR Nation was celebrating the absolute closest finish in history Sunday night after a rain-delayed event in Kansas that saw Kyle Larson beaten and banging with Chris Buescher to the line and winning by a mere 1/1000th of a second.
Jeez.
Anybody who wants to know what exactly that looks like, it looks about as far as that. 3 inches.
So it's basically a blink and you missed it moment.
Exactly. Now, of course, there's going to be the ever so popular controversy. Oh, the line wasn't painted straight on the start-finish line, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. NASCAR has its timing lines set in there so where they know exactly where they need to be when they cross the line. So there's no controversy. Right. Now, Denny Hamlin on his podcast said he checked the timing and scoring because he has it on his bus, and it came back quad zeros. So where did the 1/1000th come from? Apparently, according to Denny Hamlin, it's some made-up number. But according to all the footage that has been released by NASCAR and analyzed by everybody and their brother, it is literally 3 inches. So we have had 3 of the closest finishes in NASCAR history in the past, what are we talking, 12 weeks? We had Kansas. We had the Texas Xfinity Series race, which saw Sam Mayer over Ryan Sieg by 2 1,000ths of a second. And then we had the Atlanta 3-wide finish in February that Droid and I called, where the top 3 cars were separated by 7 1,000ths of a second. What does that mean for NASCAR? Does that mean we're back in full? Does that mean more people are watching? Well, the ratings have been hit or miss, but things are starting to turn around, especially with the car of tomorrow. Well, the next gen car that we're running now. Are we going to see more finishes like this down the road? Only time will tell. There's a pun intended for everybody. But all I know is I look forward to the way this season is shaping up. Because if we're looking at that many close finishes now, I can only imagine what's going to happen with the rest of the 1.5 mile tracks. I can only imagine what's going to happen on the restrictor plate tracks. It is going to be chaos at its finest. And I can guarantee you we are going to have a boatload of fun in the process. And there's been a few other things that came up as I was checking through the score sheets today.
Okay.
And I guarantee you we'll probably dive in depth into one of these when Snowman gets back. But Dallas line 1, why'd you let up last night?
Which Dallas team has let up? Because it seems like they always tend to choke in the big times.
Oklahoma City blew out the Mavericks, so I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Dallas Stars. They were up 3-0 after 1. And then they let Colorado come back. And not only did Colorado come back, Colorado won it in overtime.
Yeah.
What in the world was Dallas thinking?
It seems like Dallas can't get out of their own way.
It doesn't matter what team it is, but with the Stars, it took 7 to get rid of Vegas when it shouldn't have taken that long.
Right.
And now they're down the whole 1-0 to Colorado, which they should have ended up winning that game 3-0, but instead they drop it 4-3 in overtime.
Get out of their own way.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Thank you, Shane.
And of course, as we all know, the Dog's Garage is brought to us by Midas.
Dog's Garage is indeed sponsored by Midas. Trust the Midas touch. Visit your local Midas dealer. Okay. There is a reason that none of the radio networks are getting this particular show. Matter of fact, 2 reasons. 1, it's abbreviated. And 2, there's going to be a lot of bad words in it.
No shit.
Exactly. We're letting it. This is the only episode, folks, and it's on YouTube only, that we're letting it go. After today, we get back into business. Start with this. Now give me this goddamn camera.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
Wow.
I fucked up. Let me say that again for everybody in the cheap seats. I fucked up. How did I fuck up? I took on too many projects at once. My fault. My fault. This is the only uncensored show that you will hear besides the Purge episode in 2016 during this run. Made a lot of corrections this morning, i.e., I dropped a lot of projects, dropped a lot of people. and they deserve or get no explanation. 4 years ago, my wife and I had a very candid conversation. When she looked me in the eye and she said, I know the play-by-play is something you love to do, but Snowman in the Morning is your foundation builder. Snowman in the Morning is your money maker. Well, my dear, I'm hard-headed, but I'm going to listen, which means the Brian Snow Show will bite the dust for now. Any football show I have planned is on the back burner. This gets all my effort. Victor said it to me back home in Chicago about establishing a foundation. It started with an idea, then came another idea, then came another idea. I never fully invested everything I had into building this goddamn thing until now. You're the coach, decided to be a monthly sponsor for us. And for me to not to give everything in my power to make something successful is not who I am. I backslid when it came to my health, when it came to my show, when it came to my brand. I let a lot of people down. Those who chose to stay, I thank you. Those who didn't, fuck you, and I repeat one final time, fuck you. I know who my friends are. I know who my supporters are. I know who will be in my corner, and I know who will not be in my corner. After receiving a warranted dressing down from someone who I was supposed to team with an hour before I came onto the air, I told him, look, I apologize. And he warrantly dressed me down and said, I gave you the time and there was no objection, and I didn't object. And he said, that's not cool. You're right. It's not cool. I take full responsibility for that mistake. I take full responsibility for taking on projects without a foundation. I take full responsibility for my own fuck-ups. Something a lot of people that were in my life once upon a time refused to do. So suck it while you're at it. From this day forward, and my compadres here on the show and in the chat will do the same, I am holding myself accountable to everything that I do. You know what got in my craw, Sick Diggy? My own damn mistakes. That's what got in my craw. I kept asking myself for a long time, why isn't Snowman in the Morning on a major network or even with Sirius XM? This is the problem. You're looking at him. Because I never took the time or the effort, the full-on effort, the full-on Roger Craig, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, John Taylor effort to sink everything that means something to me into this project. And with that came an excitement I haven't had in about 5 years. For a while, this became mundane. For a while, this became routine. For a while, I kept jumping time so much that, and kept changing schedules so much that I wasn't comfortable, and I didn't realize I wasn't comfortable. Beginning today, all that changes. Beginning today, all that is rectified. Beginning today, it's not a rebuild, it's a build. Brick one has been laid. I'm going to ask everybody that's tuning in to forgive all the cuss words, but this is one that needed to come out in the raw. This is one that needed to come out guns a-blazing. Are we going to still talk sports for the time that we're here? Of course we are. We're just going to do it uncensored, one time and one time only. And this is the time. I will say it again. For those of you who continue to stand in my corner, no, change that sentence. For those of you who continue to stand in our corner, I thank you. Those of you who chose to jump ship, bite the back of my fat ass. And to a couple of certain people who want to see me fail, who want to see me drop off the face of the earth, does it frighten you that I'm still here? Or does it piss you off that I'm chopping that mountain down that you erected with the side of my hand? Thank you, Jimi Hendrix. The build has started. Thank you all. That's Snowman's take. What's yours?
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
I needed that one.
Yeah, you did.
I needed to admit aloud what I admitted aloud coming into the house this morning. I needed to admit aloud what I admitted aloud coming into the house this morning. And a lot of people are going to think
that is blasphemous. That is blasphemous. How dare you? How dare you say such a thing?
And others will think,
What the hell's going on out here?
and
What? What the fuck?
I don't care. I don't care.
Sometimes you have to get knocked on your ass to really understand what your situation is. It's something that all of us have had to do.
Oh, yeah.
You get knocked on your ass, you'll learn from mistakes, and you move on. One of the individuals that we know, because he got inducted to the Hall of Fame this year, and I'm talking about Paul Heyman. What did he say? Something half the fun is failing.
I feel better now. And we're not taking any commercial breaks either. This is one that's going to go straight through. This is one that's going to be a lot of fun. This is one that's going to get everything out that needed to get out. And thank you, Thomas O'Boyle and Zebo TV. We'll be back with them soon. You know what happened this morning, folks?
What the fuck?
Well, since we're
what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Well, since we're being lax, let's just say what we really want to say about the Dallas Stars.
They fucked up.
You fucked it up.
They fucked it up.
You fucked it up. You got
Trays.
Excuse me, bitch.
Here's how bad this is. The Stars got their revenge against the Golden Knights from last year.
Yep. In a 7-game war.
Yes. And you are up 3-0, and then you choke again.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
It sounds very familiar. Sounds like you're falling after your football team.
Man, they choked. man, they choked worse than a porn star at the AVN Awards.
Oof.
Yeah. Which prompts 2 questions. Which one and how hard?
It's just I don't understand because it's hard to score goals in hockey. We've seen it.
Yep. Unless you're Patrick Kane or Jonathan Taves or Dennis Savard or
Connor McDavid,
Connor Bedard,
Brad Marchand,
Connor Verhaeghe. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Shut the fuck up, Snowman.
And yet here we are, here we are, 2 black men and a white man talking hockey. What's going on here? I'm sorry, RC. I know your Dallas Stars royally pissed you off.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, for those of you that are not going to be part of the build, Mr. Carlin,
Get the fuck out of here!
Also, for those guys who are early birds like me, Pop in on YouTube at 7:00 and check the morning shift. Courtesy of the man himself, the EP of all EPs, Cole Johnson. I've been watching. I've been tuning in because I start at like 6:30, and I tune in every morning. And it's like,
oh yeah,
you get the entertainment, you get a lesson, you learn something, just like you learn something here.
And then Cole breaks loose.
Man,
yep.
It's just a simple things like this. This is the genius of Cole Johnson, right? It's on the little simple things that, like, when he puts for his graphics, he put his graphics to start you up.
Mm-hmm.
A cast iron skillet, you put a little slab of butter in there, ready to make some eggs. And I'm like, yo.
God damn!
Yeah.
Not the way I started my breakfast this morning.
Right.
Same here.
But that's what gets you pumped up. And it's like, man, it's like that's something you think about in the morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get that old cast iron skillet your mom used to have.
Oh yeah. And it was
put
a heavy
little butter in there. Oh my God.
It was a
next
heavy
Next thing I knew, I was making scrambled eggs, ham, sausage, and threw in a little bit of brie cheese, and that was my breakfast.
Okay, you know what?
In the skillet.
I want to throw this out to the people in the chat. What was the first thing that you ever cooked by yourself, whether as a kid, a teen, adult? What was the first thing that you cooked by yourself?
Pancakes, god damn it.
So Snowman's pancakes.
The first thing I cooked in that goddamn skillet that weighed about 2 tons and I only weighed 2 pounds, pancakes.
Okay, dog.
My version of pancakes that I made for Father's Day.
Mm-hmm. Beef stroganoff was mine.
Oh,
I tried beef stroganoff.
We got fancy here.
Listen,
hey, I got a picture I took of my breakfast this morning with everything fully combined, dude. So I know how to do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
God, sick. No, we are not doing this.
Oh no. Okay, Polish sausage with French fries. Now, were those? Did you cut the potatoes down and make them, or were they like frozen French fries? I'm asking RC this question.
Because I only made natural French fries once, and they turned out to be potato chips.
I made it a couple times. Now, there's a couple ways that I've heard it made. I just, cut them up, throw them in the skillet. Now, from what I heard, you're supposed to blanch them first.
Which you are.
I didn't.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
You're supposed to put it under like.
I didn't. That's why they came out. That's why
I didn't know how either.
Potato chips.
Yeah, I didn't know how either.
That's why they turned out to be potato chips.
But
for me.
but the reason why I brought this up is because I'm reminded of my granny. When I was a kid, she and my cousins stayed with us for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a kid, you wake up like, I'm hungry. And what's the first thing that happens? Parents make you food, right?
Yep.
Not granny.
She told you make it yourself.
Yes, she did. And
make it your damn self. You got everything in there to do it. What am I supposed to do?
Well, she's Belizean, so she was like, make it yourself. And I'm like, I don't know how to cook. You know how to cook no eggs? Like, no. I'm not even supposed to be near the damn skillet.
Exactly.
So she told me like exactly how to do it. Turn the fire up to this level. Put a little butter in there. Crack your eggs in there, and just make sure you watch it. And I put scrambled eggs and cheese the first time I made it. Man,
you know what? Jody loves me to fix a side of pancakes. She loves my scrambled eggs.
Yes.
Now I will admit, as a little kid, I fucking hated eggs. I hated eggs.
Most kids do because, well, it depends. So my parents knew how to whip up eggs, but didn't make it that often. And when they did, sometimes it was a little too dry. So it was like really dry scrambled eggs. And you're like, I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit. I don't like it.
And I just sent you guys how I did mine today.
God damn. You have got to be.
It's my my great grandma that taught me sick, and it's from my dad's side of the family.
You ain't right, Shane, for this.
My entire dad side of the family is Belizean.
How am I not right for that? How am I not right for that?
Because I'm hungry, goddammit.
Well, okay.
How about that? You know what Victor surprised me? Since we're talking about food, you know what Victor surprised me with one day? I came in from doing a game and the greatest aroma hit me. What was Victor doing? Chicken.
Oh yeah.
But he tricked me.
Mm-hmm.
I forgave him for it after I ate the damn thing, but he tricked me. How, you ask? Well, Victor decided to put a little cayenne pepper in the flour.
Yeah.
I took one bite and I said, damn, that's spicy. Oh, by the way, that's cayenne pepper. I nearly clotheslined Victor for that.
Well, the thing was, is like you want to make sure you have, and I had to learn this the hard way.
Yes.
Was if you're doing your dredge, if you're doing your flour, you got to put some form of seasoning in the flour because that's what really brings out the flavor of the chicken. Otherwise, you're just eating cooked fried flour around chicken.
Right.
Which has no taste to it, which makes it even worse. So what I did was I would actually do like a triple season. I would season the meat itself. I would season the egg wash that I would use to dredge it, and then I would put in the flour, which was also seasoned. Man, I was like, oh yeah, I think I put a little too much cayenne in here.
And you fried my mouth.
I fried the both of us. I was like, ooh, this was too much.
Yes.
It was a little too much.
And we couldn't get situated after that, even though there was beer in the house, there was orange juice in the house, there was plenty of water. That just hit different. All right, back to business.
All right.
Thank you, OKC, for kicking the shit out of the Dallas Mavericks.
Yep. Kyrie Pinkett Smith got her ass kicked.
Kyrie Pinkett Smith is a bitch.
Yes. Yes.
Kyrie Pinkett Smith will never win another title, and he's going to prevent Luka Doncic from winning another title or a title. He's going to prevent the Dallas Mavericks from winning a title.
Mm-hmm.
When you get blown out 117-95 in a place where you were supposed to dominate, bitch, please.
Oh my God.
Like I said to you earlier, Vic, when we were talking, when I brought up the whole Dallas Stars.
Yeah, yeah.
Mavericks got blown out anyway, so I wasn't even talking about them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Kyrie Irving finished with 20. Luka only finished with 19. Let me say that again. Kyrie Irving finished with 20. Luka Doncic finished with 19. Thank you, Cole Johnson.
Luka Doncic trash.
What is wrong with that picture? Your leading scorer was your second leading scorer from last night.
Your two all-stars.
Your two all-stars basically went supernova and flamed out.
SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I believe is going to wind up being the most valuable player this year, at 29. Chet Holmgren had 19. Thunder lead the series 1-0. I hope it's a sweep. I hope it's a clean sweep because I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers talking about Kyrie Irving like he's this superstar player and he is nothing but a bitch since he left Cleveland. Or should I say, since he got run out of Cleveland. Fuck Kyrie.
I would say since he left Boston. Because here's the tragic tale. Here's the tragic tale.
He didn't even do shit in Boston. What are we talking about?
He didn't do a goddamn thing in Boston.
Here's the tragic tale of Kyrie Irving.
And I just got a picture from my honey. So if y'all see this 3.5-foot smile on my face, you know why.
Yeah.
Nice.
Here's the tragic story.
Hey, when my wife sends me this picture, I'm going to be grinning from ear to ear.
I understand.
Hey, I got no beef with it.
You remember the first time I got a picture of Rain smiling?
There you go.
Right.
And you put that smile on her face. More on that later. Luka, listen, Y'all want to know? I love you, Jay Spivey, but I've got to say it. And I agree with you, Sick. He's going to prevent his own success.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic, as skilled as he is going to prevent his own success. Same with Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
ISO ball.
Mm-hmm.
Why have I? What I've been saying for years and years. ISO ball does not work in a professional standpoint. I have no problem with the flashiness, but it only works like in and one situations where the rules are a little more lax. You can do a lot of more stuff than you can in actual professional basketball.
I'll give you a perfect example of when ISO ball failed when it concerned Luka Doncic 2 years ago against the Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They got demolished by a team. And I will say this right now, Golden State will be back next year. Watch.
They got a lot of work to do to get there.
They'll get there. They got the pieces. And RC, by the end of the weekend, I think that series will be even. You can only burn Nuggets so much.
Well, you really think Denver's going to take 2 in Minnesota?
I think they're going to take the next 4.
Ooh, we'll see.
I think they're going to take the next 4.
But here's the tragic case of Kyrie Pinkett Smith.
He's a bitch.
He got into the league. He was drafted by Cleveland, and he was supposed to be the face of Cleveland. Dan Gilbert, in his
infinite
as much as I can say hate boner for LeBron James after the decision, stacked all his chips behind Kyrie to take the Cavs to the promised land. Meanwhile, in Miami, Yo Kang was fucking it up in Miami.
No shit.
D-Wade started D-Wade, Asian attrition, it happens. He was getting older. Of course, with the way that he plays, he's gonna start cutting down on his abilities.
Yep.
The flower forward Chris Bosh was not helping matters.
How the fuck did that happen?
I got no idea.
He's a Hall of Famer. How the fuck did that happen?
2 chips. It's those 2 chips.
Yep.
They're always going to look as if he won 2 chips.
Can't argue.
So LeBron realizes he can no longer win in Miami. He sees the slight upswing for the Cavs. So what does he do? He takes his ball, goes back to Cleveland.
He has balls.
And sits there, and then in a grandiose fashion, as he's known for doing, sat there saying, I came back from my city. I love my city. I'm reminded of the movie Boomerang. If you remember the movie Boomerang.
I do indeed.
Pop. I believe it was Halle Berry's character said, love should have brought your ass home. Yes.
Love should have kept your ass home.
Exact.
Yeah. And instead, LeBron James pulls a Cartman and says, "Screen guys, I'm going him."
Exactly. So what does
Don't
it do
you
for
ever
Kyrie?
do that voice in my ear again.
So what does it do? What does it do for Kyrie? It puts him on the back burner.
Yep.
It went from being Kyrie's team back to LeBron's team
in a minute.
Yeah, and when it didn't work out, in 2014 and didn't work out in 2015, we know what happened in 2016.
The ultimate screw job that even topped the Montreal screw job.
And
I was about to say Vince had a hand in that one.
Yeah, and then it gets
just like Adam Silver had a hand in 2016, fucking over the Warriors. Fuck you, Adam Silver.
We all knew what was happening there. But then you get
I know.
2017, and it's like at some point Kyrie couldn't take it, so he left because he's like, I basically got kicked out of. No, it wasn't even that. I basically got kicked out of my own spot because I was lied to by Dan Gilbert. By the way,
yeah, he was
Dan Gilbert.
Yeah, he was.
because your bitch ass didn't put a team behind LeBron in the first damn place.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why LeBron decided to leave in 2011. And then you want to throw a hissy fit. No, own your shit. That's what we need to start telling a lot of these individuals. Own your shit. Jarrell Jones, own your shit. Robert Kraft, own your shit. Virginia McCaskey, own your shit.
That was fucked up, Brian.
That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
That's terrible.
It's time for you to. It's time for these owners to own their mistakes, because it seems like whenever
You know
a team
Speaking of mistakes,
whenever a team seems to feature a massive failure, it's always on the players or it's always on the coaches. It's not on the owners who have the full autonomy and ability to make their teams better.
I got something to share with you guys.
Oh boy.
I saw a statement.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. I saw a statement that was just plain foul.
Oh shit.
And if I read this, it found me, and if I'm lying, I'm flying, and my ass is tethered to this wheelchair.
Right.
Statement reads, quote, CD Lamb is better than Jerry Rice. Close quote.
I told you stop reading from the Moronic Republic's Bible.
This found me. Do you understand? This found me.
Okay.
What fucking idiot told that lie?
Well, okay, here's the thing.
I swear to you guys, that found me.
Okay, let's look at it this way. I like CD Lamb. All right. I think he's one of the few pieces that has held the Cowboys offense together for a while. And has basically pulled Dak Prescott's ass out of the fire more times than even he would care to count. But when you say Jerry Rice, understand that Jerry Rice has been known as Mr. Wide Receiver for well over a fucking decade.
Since 1985, when the Niners drafted him.
And correct me wrong, isn't he one of the only receivers, or one of the few receivers to catch 1,000 receptions?
He was the first to catch 1,000.
Yeah. Guess who watched that game? Me.
Oh, we did. We did. I know for a fact. I know for a fact because I can tell you the exact opponent when he caught that 1,000th pass. It came against the Denver Broncos in 1997.
Yes, it did. I was at my uncle's house when it happened. And it's at that point where I gave up I said, you know what? I don't think we'll ever see a receiver quite like that. And you know what? I'm fine with it. I am fine giving up the mantle of Mr. Wide Receiver to one Jerry Rice because he earned it. CeeDee Lamb got a long way to go to ever get near to be even mentioned in the same breath as Jerry Rice. And he's already had quite a few years on his career already.
Yep.
He's not long for the NFL. So to sit there and say, you just fooling yourself and you are showing how much of an idiot you are. This person was a card care member of the Moronic Republic of the fucking idiots of Cowboys Nation.
I was about to say.
And my response, my response was pretty simple. When I saw that wild ass take, I had two things to say. The first one,
shut up, fool.
And the second one,
stay off the weed.
Please.
I was about to
Let
say.
me read some of these. Let me read it. CD Lamb is better than Jerry Rice. That's a blanket statement. Okay.
Right.
I
right.
said stay off the
Bullshit.
weed. Okay, which is bullshit. And John Pushkar responding with clown emoji says, and Dak is better than Montana. And even John knows better than that.
Dak better than Montana, my ass.
Listen.
Come on.
Dak ain't even, let me think.
If I said
Dak
that
ain't even Tony Romo.
If I said that CD
Matter
Lamb
of
is
fact-
not in the same breath as Jerry Rice, Dak's not even the same book as Joe Montana. Not even the same fucking library as Joe Montana.
This will make Shane happy. Dak is not even Drew Bledsoe.
Yo!
the injury. Okay. Find the lie.
That's not even the next. Dak has got to the point where he's not even close to Cordell Stewart levels.
He's not even close to Vince Evans levels. How about that?
And what's sad is Bledsoe actually did play for Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah, Bledsoe actually went to a Super Bowl, then he went to Dallas, and all that changed.
Yeah, because he wasn't going to be number one because TB12 took over.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I mean.
This is a car carrying, and let me call this fool out. Dallas Devin.
Oh, there you go, right there.
With a name like that, that should tell you where he belongs. That's good grief. I swear, if I didn't.
I thought you were trolling. I'm like, there's no way someone said no. I had to catch myself.
Look, you'll know when I'm trolling, okay? Because there's a lot of laughter to it. And speaking of laughter, why don't we just go ahead and wrap this cuss fest up the right way? Now, I will tell everybody this. Well, I'll say it at the end of the show. In the meantime,
moan him. So I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Aminos, dominos, vamonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
Wrong one. Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you. For why the NBA is in the shitter forever and ever. Amen.
Pretty much.
Let's go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
I will not take the camera because I need everybody here.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm not
This moment of bronzexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronzexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
Okay. In our last episode of Braun's Sexual Confessions, I wrote the following, and I better do this right. Quote, quit giving old man Braun excuses. Anyone who read the tea leaves from 100 miles away knew that he went to LA for convenience. He's the most below mediocre, and yes, I said below mediocre basketball player I have ever seen. He's done nothing to influence the game, and he has not done a doggone thing to change the game. End of fucking story.
This is where I always say I disagree.
Close quote.
This is where I always say I disagree. LeBron James has influenced the game. Now, it's the negative aspect, but he has influenced the game, and here's how.
I'm going to hit you.
Here's how. We really hadn't seen a whole lot of flopping. There were some smarries here and there. But when LeBron really got big was because he knew how to get most of his points was going to be from the free throw line.
And he still can't make Michael Jordan's average.
And he started to flop. To the point where it got so bad.
They made a rule and a fine about it.
Not only that, it was blatant.
Mm-hmm. Now
and look how many people are doing it now.
James Harden, anyone?
Sharman Harden, hello.
Now then, Mr. Brian Hicks decided to respond to me.
Oh, no.
And his first response was, quote, absolute nonsense. I said, no, it ain't. He said, based on what? And I want Shane to put him in the garage when I read this next thing.
Oh, fuck.
You go in the doghouse, not the garage. You go in the doghouse.
Man has been a top 3 player in the league since 2003. The floor is yours.
That's not saying much.
I'm sorry. Top 3 player since he came into the league. Michael Jordan on his worst days is better than LeBron on his best days. The fuck you smoking, kid?
I said, who told this lie? His response, literally anybody and everybody. No use in arguing with a hater who provides 0 facts. Let me ask y'all a question.
I can give about 10 names off the top of my head that are better than LeBron, one being out in Golden State right about now.
Mm-hmm. Now, have I ever gone on a LeBron rant without 0 facts at my disposal?
No.
Have I ever done that?
No.
Okay. And I still say he's the most below mediocre player I've ever seen. In fact, I will celebrate the day he retires. He's literally had no jump shot in his time in the league, can't make a clutch free throw, is fundamentally unsound, and most of all, when the light shines brightest, i.e. the NBA World Championship Series, he shrinks smaller than a cotton shirt after a trip through the washing machine. In short, his IQ is PU.
Or smaller than mini-me on the smallest step ladder in the world, smallest hell in the cell.
And it's smaller than that. He responds by saying, are we talking about the same player? If
yes.
So, this vote is useless because you either hate the man with a passion or you don't know ball at all. I'll stop there and I will take the camera. Give me this motherfucker. Bitch, I've forgotten about more basketball than you have even cared to attempt to watch.
But wait. I bet you if you ask him for proof, he's going to say, look at the stats. I bet you any money. Here, look at the stats.
I haven't heard back from him, and I won't.
I always say this to bronsexuals, and it's always amazing to me how they don't get this.
Mm-hmm.
I always say stats tell half the story. Because whenever we talk about LeBron James, the first thing with people are going, well, look at the stats. Let's look at some stats. Ryan Hollins did on First Take. Can we look at some stats? Can we look at some
Hollins
stats?
Blows LeBron James more than his wife does.
I said, here's the thing. Yes, the stats tell you some of the story, but it only tells you half of it. Watching the game is where you really see where those stats measure up.
Mm-hmm.
anybody can make 30 points in a half. But what about the rest of the game? If you score 30 points in a half, and then that whole second half, you're only scoring maybe 2, what does that tell you?
That you can't play ball for shit.
Angus Black says, wow, below mediocre. I will tell you that I'm not saying he's the best ever. I'm just wondering how you can call dude below mediocre. Pretty simple. He's below mediocre. Matter of fact, he's below mediocre. That some bitch is below the ground when it comes to basketball. To borrow from Bugs Bunny, as I said earlier, his IQ is PU.
It's always weird to me.
Mr. Brian Hicks, when you decide to look at the totality of his game and compare it to people who actually played the forward position soundly, like Alex English, like Bernard King, like Scottie Pippen, like James Worthy, like who's this guy? Larry Joe Bird.
Tom Chambers, anyone?
And like the one person that I love comparing LeBron to because he can wipe the floor with LeBron, Thomas Dwayne Chambers. You don't know shit about basketball, and you never will, surrounding yourself with love for that incompetent basketball player. You put Michael Jordan and LeBron James in the same sentence. That's like that's like comparing a Cadillac to a Hyundai.
That's like comparing a Ford Explorer to a Pinto.
Man, that's like comparing a Viper to a Dodge Magnum.
That's like comparing a Corvette to a Chevy Chevelle. And I tried fitting in both those bitches.
That's like comparing a Chrysler 300 to a Ford Focus.
That's like comparing a Rolls Royce. Oh, let's see. To a Chevette.
Mm-hmm. And to pay homage to my honey, that's like comparing a Nissan or Armada to a Mitsubishi Mirage.
Which I've almost had before. I almost got a Mirage before.
I drove one. I drove hers for 2 years. Now get the fuck out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Give me this.
I was about to say.
I will get this off my chest as well. Anybody, and a snowman means anybody that means harm to my family, to my brothers, and to me, will get a size 15 put in their ass, physically and legally, like a certain person who loves sneaking on other people's pages and commenting on their pictures, or sneaking onto a YouTube page using his supposed wife's name. And I bet you any kind of money, dollars to donuts, he didn't marry her, nor did she want to marry his punk ass. If you gotta go under the disguise and hide behind your wife, then you're a bigger pussy than I imagined. Oh, and
God damn.
I will say it again, Delbert. If you got to hide behind your wife to make comments on my page, which you took the time to find, which you took the time to listen to, which gives me one extra tick against you, then you are a bigger pussy than I thought, and that pussy is drier than the goddamn Sahara Desert.
Jesus.
Goodbye.
Oh, and all you bronze sexuals, get off his cock.
And by the way, just like this picture, Mr. Yates, you got nobody. And in the words of two immortal men in my family, my dad and my granddad, you did it to yourself, you pussy. We're out.